Are you right then? Are you going? Go. Okay, so I'm here with Patricia, who's just been talking, and I'm in Tokyo, as you know, and obviously we know about the tsunami a lot, but I'd love to hear more about what you were just talking about in terms of this book, which was about recipes. And everyone has done cookbooks, but I think the story behind your cookbook is just quite unique and quite moving.
Sure, I would love to. This woman in the very front of the cover founded a series of old folks' homes, and after the disaster, when volunteers went up, they actually took in volunteers because they didn't have a place to stay. And so I was up there with a whole group of people. We were filming a music video, and they proceeded to feed us and brought out all kinds of food. We were terribly pampered and almost to an embarrassing extent. And when we left, this was the neighborhood that we were visiting. I don't know if you can see that, but this is the midst of what we were visiting. That's my daughter. And in the midst of that, they were feeding us all the comfort food and taking us and pampering it. So I asked them for the recipes when we left, and we proceeded to put together a little coalition of friends and volunteers, and we decided to give something back to them. We made a recipe book, a cookbook, that we called Tohoku Comfort Food, because we felt that when they were feeding us, it was comfort for us and comfort for them at the same time.
Yeah.
So the proceeds are going to go to youth and elderly projects.
So you were talking in your speech about the fact that the youth have certain issues about after the tsunami, and that was a really interesting thing. Can you sort of explain a little bit more there?
Well, for the old folks, because a lot of these small towns are really suffering from aging society issues. The older folks that are in temporary housing are very likely to never ever leave them. Their family homes are gone forever, and where they live now is probably where they'll die. And so they've lost a lot of their vision and their resilience. I mean, I think you brought up the word resilience. For the kids, I think that the grief and the loss is still so real and so recent for them. They're resilient, and kids always are, but at the same time, they need to see that future vision. And when they're surrounded by people who haven't got economic means, where there isn't, they've lost their assets, the building, it's difficult to restart businesses. We don't want them to sort of fall into a sense of malaise, the cycle of poverty, in the sense that this is something that they get used to. Yeah. And so we want to gear most of our projects actually towards youth entrepreneurship. Yeah. That's a focus, is really getting them re-kick-started, and they can create their own futures. They can self-employ. Yeah. And so that's what this book is going to be all about.
All the best. I'm looking forward to looking at the book.
Enjoy. This cover one's my favorite.
Okay, thank you, Patricia.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Oh, don't